Thanks for joining us. I'm Janie Wallace in today for Terry Brewer.
And I'm Lynn Brooks. We start tonight with an arrest in a 35-year-old homicide case in Tuscaloosa County. The investigation into Teresa Carol White's murder started back in 1978, and now Michael Hayes is facing charges of capital murder in this case. More on this cold case that could now be solved is tonight's top story at 5. The Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit says 18-year-old Teresa White was last seen leaving the supermarket lounge in Tuscaloosa April 15, 1978. Her body was found 5 days later in a wooded area near Lake Nickel Dam, I should say. The cause of death was determined to be strangulation. Baker says Haynes was identified as a suspect early in the investigation and was a suspect in 3 other cases involving strangulation of females. 3 of the 4 cases originated on a Saturday morning from the supermarket lounge. The case was reopened in May of last year, and a grand jury indicted Hayes for capital murder.
Hayes was charged with the murder of Regina Quarles, which happened in August of that same year. He also assaulted with intent to murder 2 other females. He also was charged with those.
Baker says Hayes has been serving his sentence at Draper Correctional Facility for the murder of Regina Quarles. Hayes was transported to the Tuscaloosa County Jail this morning. Baker says Hayes will see the magistrate, then be transported back to Draper Correctional Facility while he awaits trial for the White case. Weather-wise, not really feeling a whole lot like spring for us.
No, it feels a lot like old man winter's holding on, and that's because for most of the day, temperatures were in the low 50s. WVUA's chief meteorologist Richard Scott joins us now with a look at your home team forecast. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Janie and Lynn, good Monday afternoon to you. It is a cold day today, cold and windy now down to 47. We hit the low 50s this afternoon, but it's getting cooler. Birmingham reporting 44. How about some snow happening north of I-20? A few snow flurries being reported as far south as Jasper. Also portions of Haleyville and Marion counties, Winston County, Marion County seeing some snow flurry activity between about Haleyville and Hamilton there. But again, this isn't going to amount to anything at all, not going to stick, but a few flakes are possible before the sun sets across our extreme north Alabama counties. Temperatures fall quickly back at the 30s tonight. We'll talk more about the forecast, plus look at that weekend forecast straight ahead in weather.
A Tuscaloosa man is facing charges of attempted murder for a shooting. Officials say it happened Saturday afternoon around 2 o'clock. That's when they were called out to Gentry Point on Highway 69 South. Authorities say a 52-year-old man was found with a life-threatening gunshot wound to the chest. Captain Lloyd Baker tells us the victim and the suspect lived next door to each other, and the shooting may have stemmed from an argument between the 2 men. The victim was taken to DCH Regional Medical Center where he had surgery, and he is listed in critical condition.
Police are investigating after a head-on collision in Northport sent 4 people to the hospital. It happened last night on Highway 82 in front of Spiller Furniture and Fast Track Express Car Wash. The head-on collision happened around 7:30 last night involving an SUV and a small car. Northport Police and Northport Fire and Rescue responded. 4 people were sent to the hospital. We don't know the extent of their injuries. And accident data shows speed and traffic volume raise the risk of fatal accidents, leading to identifiable pockets of higher crash rates when those elements combine. 537 fatal crashes in Jefferson and Shelby counties have been reported between 2007 and 2011. Analysts say statistics show the number of fatal crashes trending upward toward the end of that period, though stronger laws intended to improve driver behavior could reverse the trend.
Now for an update on the family that was crushed beneath a 300-pound sign at the Birmingham airport. Officials say Heather Brissett and 3 of her sons were seriously hurt when the panel fell, killing her 10-year-old son, Luke. According to the family priest, Brissett still does not know that her son is dead. Witnesses say after the sign fell, it took 6 people to lift the large board and a dozen people to hold it up while first responders administered aid. Officials are investigating how the sign fell at the newly renovated airport and have taken down an identical billboard on Saturday.
In tonight's Money Watch, news about your tax returns. The IRS estimates 440,000 Alabamians will wait until April to file their tax returns. IRS spokesman Dan Boone says people waiting until close to the April 15th deadline should not miss out on earned income tax credits. Some workers who couldn't qualify in previous years may now qualify because of a change in marital status or addition of a child. If you have questions about your tax returns, call 1-800-906-9887.
Fayette County is losing more than 100 jobs. Walter Energy Incorporated has announced it is closing its North River mine in Fayette County. The company laid off 131 underground coal miners and will offer jobs to about 80 employees at 2 other mines in the Brookwood area. Company spokesman Dennis Hall says the mine was initially slated to close by the summer of 2014, but due to economic conditions, the company was forced to act sooner. Hall says the facility employed more than 300 people.
The Supreme Court will hear 2 separate appeals this week on the issue of same-sex marriage. Arguments will be made to establish same-sex marriage as a constitutional right. Here's the story.
People are already lining up at the Supreme Court in hopes of getting a seat to witness history. Arguments over the right to same-sex marriage start Tuesday. Central in the debate, whether marriage should be considered a state or federal issue.
Americans on both sides of this issue are deeply invested in this debate on marriage. We don't need a 50-state solution presented by the Supreme Court when our democratic institutions are perfectly capable of handling this issue.
There are certain things that shouldn't be put up for a vote, and gay people, like non-gay people, deserve under the Constitution the ability to shape a family, to build a life, and to have these dreams.
Appeals will be heard on California's Proposition 8 that outlaws same-sex marriage and the Federal Defense of Marriage Act, or DOMA, that legally defines marriage as between a man and woman. Conservative leader Rand Paul says he believes in traditional marriage, but not DOMA.
I don't want the government promoting something I don't believe in, but I also don't mind if the government tries to be neutral on the issue.
Although recent polls show a majority of Americans support same-sex marriage, California's Attorney General says it's more important to read the Constitution.
I am absolutely against a ban on same-sex marriages because they are simply unconstitutional.
I'm Christina Muchler reporting.
Right now, 9 states and the District of Columbia allow same-sex marriage. Another 9 have civil union or strong domestic partnership laws. Well, it may be spring break, but some students are practicing their learning skills by building Legos.
That's because the Children's Hands-On Museum is hosting a Lego camp. Each day of the week has a different theme, and today's theme was Things That Go. The Lego camp runs until the 29th of this month, and the ages range from 5 to 12 years old, and registration is still available. All you have to do to register your child is call 205-349-4235, or for a shortcut to their website for information, just go over to ours, WVUATV.com.